Welcome back to my channel. A long time no see. It has been a crazy last few weeks, to say the least. I have not sat down in front of my DSLR in a second, so this feels kind of weird. Also, let's not talk about my hair and makeup in this video, okay? I'll keep your comments to yourself because I already know I look a little crazy. But we're gonna get through it because I was like, you know what, it's been too long. I have not recorded my thoughts and feelings on attending North Coast yet. And it's just been because I've been all over the place a little bit, okay? I went to North Coast, I came back, I was working, and then I immediately left, and then I spent a week in Colorado, and then I went to Second Sky, and now I'm back and I've been working and catching up, and a lot has happened at my job. So I am finally sitting down for you guys with daylight to record this video. So I am sorry for the long wait on this one. I hope you guys did enjoy my vlogs. It was my first time ever vlogging any event. I've never even really put together a bunch of videos of me going to an event for myself. So that was honestly so much fun for me. I learned a lot. I was I need to do a lot more ideas came to me about what I need to do for the next time that I vlog, which I did vlog Second Sky as well. I kind of forgot and did it at last minute, so bear with me. We're gonna get better. And yeah, my next big festival that I plan on vlogging is going to be Outside Lands, so stay tuned for that because that is at the end of October. But yeah, anyways, I'm blabbering on. I haven't talked to you guys in a while, so I'm kind of going on a tangent right now, but I miss you guys. I hope you guys have been enjoying the content that has been living on my YouTube channel while I've been kind of absent. I have a lot coming at you very soon, I promise. Just let me get back into the swing of things with content. Also, I forgot to say this at the beginning, but if you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Becky and I am a festival and makeup content creator here on YouTube. You can also follow me on any of these other platforms, Instagram, TikTok, or here, Twitter I don't really use, but you can follow me there. Sometimes I might use it again, but anyways, if you are new here, welcome to my channel, welcome to the family. I would love it if you guys could hit the subscribe button and then turn on the little notification bell so that you know when I post a new video. I aim to post a new video once per week. It's been a little rough with all the festivals going on right now and shows that I've been attending and travel, but I try to have a new video for you guys once a week, so I hope that you guys will get to stick around. I'm done blabbering on. It's probably been 3 minutes of me just blah 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 blah. So let's get into my thoughts on North Coast in 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, so my thoughts on North Coast. Let me just start by saying I am definitely going to kind of run through my thoughts in the same way that EDM Maniac does theirs. So we're going to talk about the overall vibes, what I thought, what I loved about it, what I hated about it, all that stuff. The music, who I thought was great on the lineup, yada yada yada, production, venue, and then yeah, just again I'll wrap up my thoughts with everything. We'll also talk briefly on COVID vaccination, all that stuff. I would say I disagree with EDM Maniac's grade. A lot of people said that they also kind of disagreed, they would give it a lower rate or a higher rate, but me personally, I would give it an A- overall, and we'll get into it. I think there was some things that they could definitely improve about the event, but overall, I will say that I had a blast. I one, had pretty low expectations going in, mainly because I just didn't know what I was walking into. Like, North Coast has been around, I think this was their 11th year putting it on, but it was also their first year of doing an all EDM event, whereas like before it was more mixed genre. So I didn't really have much to like go off of. Even like other people who had been talking about this event had like an outdated, I guess you could say, like view on it, because one, like they've had it at different venues and it was mixed genre, so like more of like a Lollapalooza, if you will, where like there's different kinds of music there, like rap or indie and then also EDM. So now that it was just an all EDM like event, that's kind of what I'm going off of. I will say, like, I think personally that them switching to an all EDM event is something that they should keep, because I thought it was a really, really good event for it just being all EDM. It was mainly bass and house music, which was like honestly perfect. Like, one, for I feel like the Midwest has like a good like bass like culture, and then the fact that they were in Chicago, like they had a lot of house. But yeah, there was also, during North Coast, there was ARC Music Festival that was also going on, and that was an all house like event. So you definitely had some artists that were at that event that were at North Coast and vice versa. And yeah, I don't know, I guess there's like some kind of like rules in their contracts on like not being able to be at both festivals. I kind of wish that that wasn't a thing, but like obviously I don't work in the music industry. I don't know how their like contracts work, like all of that stuff, but it'd be nice if they could play both events, because then it wouldn't be so hard to like choose one or the other, you know, and like you can kind of get like a mix of like what you want. Because I don't know, for me, like I saw like everyone's ARC Music Festival like vlogs, and I was like, I really want to go, but I'm also somebody who like doesn't only want to hear house music when I go to a music festival. So like for me, North Coast was perfect because I got to like switch between house and going and seeing like other bass artists, you know, so like that was really like the perfect mix for me. I think that's honestly why I loved North Coast so much, and maybe other people didn't really love it as much. But yeah, I'm kind of rambling right now, but basically I really liked North Coast. That's where we'll start. The music was perfect for me. Like literally, if you guys watched like my other videos, you know, literally the lineup was stacked, and it was with like every artist that I like love. So it marked every like, or it checked off every box for me when it came to like the music and the artist and who is going to be at that event. Some of the artists that I did see were Kaskade, Grizz, Zed's Dead, Claude VonStroke. So I also saw Wax Motif, Champagne Drip, LS Dream. I saw parts of Vanessa B2BJ Wara, Manic Focus, Claude VonStroke, I already said. I saw part of Louis the Child, and then Kaskade. And then I also saw DJ Diesel, I saw Nightmare, I saw Ganja White Night, and then I said already Grizz. On the last day, I basically stayed like everywhere, but I saw Gigi Magritte, I saw Lucy, I saw part of Test Pilot. I honestly didn't stay very long. J. Phillip, John Summit, Sunny Federa, Rez, and then Zed's Dead. So basically those are like all the artists that I already loved or have been dying to see live, and finally got to see live and fell more in love with them as an artist. So overall, like, music was perfect. Lineup was stacked. Like, I fucking loved it. Yes, there were some times where like I had to choose like one set over another, but it wasn't like something that I was mad about like at all, because one, like some people, like for example Lane 8, like I knew I was coming back. That was something I missed in my like intro. But like yeah, when I came back from North Coast that following weekend, I went to Lane 8. And it was a No Phones show, so like I skipped his set at North Coast because I knew that was coming up, and I loved seeing him at the No Phones show. Like, if you can go to any artist and they have a No Phones show, like, go to it, because you are going to be so in the moment. It's going to be the best like set ever. Usually artists will have a longer set, like for example Lane 8, he played for 4 hours straight, so that was, or like 3.5 hours. It's maybe 3.5 hours, but like he played that straight, and like that was amazing. So I got a longer set going to his like one-off show than I would have gotten at North Coast, which was fucking amazing. But anyways, I digress. Basically, like, just like the way that the lineup was set up, like, it was just perfect for me. Like, if I wanted a little bit of house, I could go over to that stage. And yeah, let's just move on to the next one of like, let's talk about, what is it, the venue? No, let's talk about production. Let's talk about production and then we'll talk about the venue. Overall, it was perfect. I loved it. Lineup was great. It had every artist on there that I wanted to see. Yes, I didn't get to see some artists because then you had set conflicts, but like overall, I loved that I could like choose like to leave in the middle of the set to go to another set. So overall, music lineup, perfect. Would go again if they have another stacked like amazing lineup like that, for sure. Now let's get into the production. Overall, I would say that this is like in line with EDM Maniac's grade, I guess you could say, in that the production was like an overall like B for me. Maybe even B minus, I don't know. Their production definitely could have been better. I thought that like the biggest feedback that I have for them is for sure the fucking nosebleed, dude. The nosebleed between the Vega and the Canopy was horrible. Like, it was literally just like so bad, and it's because they put this like other random stage there. I think it had a lot of like the lower card like artists in there, but just the placement of that stage made for major nosebleed between the Vega and the Canopy, because they did put the dome in between those two stages, which helped mitigate some of that nosebleed. But they put this random fucking like little like stage that was like super close to the other stages. It just like did not work. So like that's my biggest feedback. Honestly, they need to figure that out. I would say like expand like the stages a bit. Obviously, like, you can't move the stadium, duh, but like something needed to change there. Like, they need like just like ever so slightly some more space, because there just was not enough space for there to not be nosebleed like the entire time, unless you were like really close to the front of some of the stages, or like, for example, like the Vega, unless you were like far right stage, you were gonna have nosebleed. If you were slightly too far to the back, like, you were gonna have nosebleed. At the Canopy, like, if you were not like basically at the front of the stage, like, you had nosebleed the entire time. And given that like we are still in the middle of a pandemic and people don't really want to be that close to each other, like, having no real choice of like how far or how close you could be, like, kind of ruined it for me. So like, I did not spend as much time as I would have liked at the Canopy stage for that sole reason, because the nosebleed was just so bad, and every time I was there it was so crowded and I was just not gonna get all the way to the front. Like, it wasn't gonna be what I was gonna do. So yeah, that's like my biggest feedback. Other than that, I thought like the stage production was pretty good. I feel like they definitely could have done way more with like lasers and like fireworks. I think that the like place of the stadium was in like a fly zone, because there was constantly like a really low plane going by, like, especially over the stadium. So they definitely couldn't have like lasers that went like higher than like a certain level. And then their fireworks, like, they weren't really fireworks, like, they were more just like shooters, and like it never pops. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. It's in my vlog if you've seen it. Like, every once in a while there was like a full-on firework, but like, I think that maybe that location does need to change. I don't know. I overall did like SeatGeek Stadium, but like, just the fact that they like couldn't have like a bunch of fireworks or like fire or like honestly bigger like screens was just kind of shitty. So definitely I think their production could improve. I think of all of the stages, I would say that I loved the Vega the best. I thought it just like had the best like screens, and like it was really like lively. Like, it gave me more of like an EDC like production kind of a feel, but it definitely didn't have enough lasers. They didn't have enough like lights in general. So like, yeah, that's my feedback on like the production overall. the fucking overlapping sound had to be the worst thing ever. Overall, like their attractions and stuff I thought were great. Like the dome was so cool. Definitely go to my vlog to like see that. I think it's the day 2 vlog. I have like the dome and stuff in there. It was just like perfect. Like if you had a friend, I didn't have this, but like if you did have a friend who was like tripping too hard or like needed to get away from people, was just like feeling super anxious, like the dome was perfect for that. And I think I said this in my vlog, but like basically like I feel like every event needs a dome like that, where it's just like you don't hear outside noises, it's just like calming music kind of like inside of there, and you and your group in like a place to chill and lay and sit. I think they were saying though that they were gonna have like bean bags and like stuff in there for you to lay on, but when I was in there, like it was just like turf, like there was nothing like in there, which overall I think was probably best just because of like COVID and stuff. But generally it would be nice to like have things to like sit on, maybe more like art installation stuff in there too, but like it was just perfect. Like the dome was just amazing. The void, I think just like the placement of it was kind of like odd. I think that they overall just don't have enough space. Like SeatGeek Stadium was cool, but they just need like a little bit more space. So yeah, that's my feedback there. I also think that they could have had a little bit more of like interactive art. I think they had a good amount of it and it was still like fun, and like I got around to all of it, which was great. But generally I would have liked a little bit more from them, especially like those hammocks, the like rainbow hammocks where you could like sit. Like constantly people were there, so I never got to even sit in one. Like, and we got there pretty early, like the second and third day, and like there was still like no room for you to sit there at all. So just like expanding stuff and making it a little bit bigger would be great. But overall I do think that it was like a pretty good experience, like overall, like getting to explore all of that stuff. Now let's get into the venue. I don't know, EDM Maniac said like the negative was like hiking up and down the steps to get inside of the like SeatGeek Stadium one, and honestly like that was like nothing. Like when you compare it to like EDC and those steps to like get in and out of the Speedway, the steps to get in and out of like the stadium was nothing. Like it was fine, you know. I also just like loved how much space there was in the stadium. Like you could really spread out and you had a good view the whole time of like whoever artist was playing. Again, like going back to production a little bit, the like screen inside of the stadium should have been like way bigger than it was, because it was a little bit hard to like see people's visuals if you were sitting in the stands and you weren't on like the side ones. But like I always feel like you never get a good view when you're on the side, so like, you know, more towards the back or like an angle is like better. But yeah, I loved SeatGeek Stadium. I thought it was a pretty good venue. I will say though, my second negative feedback that like really was not good at all was getting an Uber from the event. To the event was perfectly fine. Like we had a hotel that was like 12 minutes away from the venue, like without traffic. So with traffic it was about like 20 minutes to 30 minutes, just depending on the day. So overall it was not bad getting there. Trying to leave the venue though was absolutely a nightmare. Like the second day we were literally there, like it ended at midnight. We didn't get back to our hotel until like 3:30. Like it was really bad, and Uber just kept canceling on us like over and over and over again. We even kept trying to get like a lift and like it just like would not connect. We walked super like far, like blocks, and mind you it's like me, a girl, and then another girl alone in a city that we don't fucking know, like walking in the middle of nowhere trying to get an Uber. Like that was just like not good. They did not have a good system for that. They didn't have like, I think if you did have shuttles it was like part of like the hotel packages, and so we didn't have that because they had sold out of those like really early on. So just like overall like getting out of that event and like getting back to like our hotel, even though we were like technically so close to the venue, was a fucking nightmare. like we were close driving distance but not like walking distance, so like it was just an overall nightmare. So they definitely needed to improve that part of things. I honestly feel like there was not much of a dirt and like problem at all. They had like all like turf, like you know, like where it's like fake grass. It was honestly really nice because it wasn't really dirty. There was only like one part, like when you were under that rainbow like little canopy thing where like there was dirt, but like other than that it was like great. It was perfect. I wore platforms like the whole time and I had no issues. So yeah, overall the venue was honestly great. I thought each stage was really nice. They just needed more space between them so that there wasn't that nosebleed. The one thing though that I will say is they only had one fucking water station. One water station. We got so lucky that we got there so early every day that we never had to wait in a line, but I think it was the second or third day there was like a ridiculous line. Like it went on forever to try and get water. That's just like not okay. Like people need water, so they needed a second water station for sure. That their vendors were pretty good. I really liked it. They had like anything that you needed to choose from there. They had a really like I think their vendors were great. Like could they have had more? Sure, just to have like more variety. But I think overall like it was perfect. All of their food was pretty good too. I would say though that they need to kind of like spread it out again. They need more space. Like there just like isn't enough space there because the lines for the food were fucking crazy. So overall it was not a terrible venue. I do like it. I thought the stadium was honestly like their best stage. After that would be the Vega, then the Canopy, and then that third stage, like, or fourth stage I guess you could say, it was, they had a ton of like liquor stuff, but like there was always a line for it. Like the first day was honestly the worst. Like it got to the point where they were literally giving people like full 12 packs of like drinks because the line was just so crazy even for VIP. So they kind of figured it out the next 2 days, but they also didn't, I think they didn't have as much to like choose from. They had like Moscow mules, seltzers, like different stuff like that. So like overall I think what they had to choose from was good. Just they needed to figure out the line situation, which I feel like was mainly only a problem the first day. After that it was a lot better. I will say the one thing too, like especially after going to another festival and like comparing the two after, is that their bathrooms were the cleanest that I've ever seen. Like a porta potty was literally cleaned almost exactly after you came out of that porta potty. So the fact that they were so well staffed for cleanliness, I give them like an A++. Like I've never in my years seen a festival porta potty that was clean the entire time, all over all 3 days. Like that was like literally the best thing ever. I felt so safe. It was just so nice to like go into a bathroom and have it be fucking clean. There wasn't like diarrhea or people spewing puke everywhere. And I don't know if this had to do with like, I honestly didn't see very many like fucked up people at this event, which was like a breath of fresh air. But like overall, like it was just so nice to like have a clean bathroom every single time. And this was not just like the porta potties, but also in the stadium they had on both sides, they had like actual like stalls that you could go into and you could actually wash your hands with soap and water. Their hand sanitizer things were always filled. Like it was literally great. So I give them an A++ for that. I also got a locker while I was at this event. I overall think that every festival has this problem where they put the lockers all so close together, and like sometimes I feel like they just need to kind of spread it out because there's always people trying to like get to their stuff like at the same time. So other than that, the lockers are great, super easy, so convenient. It helped me put my like 2 pairs of docs in there. I held some of my friends' stuff. I had like deodorant, hand sanitizer, like all that stuff all in those lockers, and it was great. I think the best vendor of like the whole weekend was, I don't even remember the name of it right now, but it was one of the trailer truck things, and they had chicken tenders. It was literally the best food there. I had pizza the first day and it was literal trash. It was so disgusting. And on the first day, one of the other pizza ones, the like Connie one, which Oral Life with Ash talked about, that she had that one. It was really good. I didn't get to try it because they were closed the first day for some reason when like we were there. So I don't know if they ran out of food or what happened, but the other pizza place that I tried was trash. It was so disgusting. It literally tasted like cardboard. Would not get that again. But the chicken tenders from that one like fried chicken place was chef's kiss, so good. So yeah, moving on from the venue, I think just overall, like, would I attend North Coast again? Yes, 100%. I definitely think that they maybe should change the venue again, even though they just changed the venue to SeatGeek, just to get that space, because they did not have enough space, like, at all. And especially for that nosebleed. Like, I would have spent so much more time at the house stage if they did not have nosebleed, like, period. Like, the nosebleed was the main reason why I did not stay at all for Test Pilot. Also, going back to production a little bit, sorry, I'm a little all over the place, but like, Test Pilot set, for some reason, like, the noise was just like off. The sound, I guess, not the noise, but like the sound was just like off. I left. If it got better at some point, like, great, but while I was there, something was wrong with the bass. Like, it was just like almost too much. I don't know what was going on. You can hear it in my vlog on day 3, I think that was. It just did not sound good. But yeah, overall, I had a really great time. Oh, we forgot to talk about COVID. Hello. The process for getting in was honestly not bad. I got there every single day. Well, Friday I got there a little bit later. It was around like 4:30, but there was like hardly anybody in line. The second and third day there was like hardly anybody in line, so like I got through the line really quick. They were checking my vaccine card and my ID before I went in, and they were doing that with everyone. Wearing masks at this event though was like not a thing. Like, people standing in line, there was somebody that would come up and was like yelling like, you have to wear a mask, you have to wear a mask. The first day was the only day that I saw them actually handing out masks to people and like making them put them on in order to like get through the line and get your vaccine stuff checked before you got your tick, or like you scan your wristband. So outside of that, like, it could have been better. Obviously, like, the mask situation once you were inside the event was optional because it was outdoors. The only place where you always had to wear a mask again was inside of the dome. And again, like, for the dome, they would yell at you to put on a mask in order for you to get in to the dome. But then once you got into the dome, nobody was policing like you keeping on your mask. I feel like it is pretty hard to do that when it is like such a big event, but I will say, like, I have not heard any stories like coming out of North Coast that like it was a spreader event, like anything like that, so must have been good. They definitely were checking your vaccine card and your ID, at least when I was going through the lines. Maybe I just got there early enough where like they still gave a shit. And if you had like a negative COVID test that you had to show if you weren't fully vaccinated, they were checking for that as well. I didn't see anybody who got turned away. I'm assuming maybe some people did, but I did not see that go on around me. Mostly everybody that I was around was getting their vaccine card checked, so that was good. It made me feel safe. I did get a negative COVID test after the event because I was outside the whole time. I wasn't wearing mine. I did have one with me. I was wearing one in the dome when I was inside the dome. When I would be like going through like mass like groups of people, like I'd put my pashmina around my face. So like, I think overall, like, and again, like going back to the cleanliness, like their bathrooms were so fucking clean, you guys. Like, literally, I hope that like every festival after this like learns that like you have to keep the bathrooms that fucking clean. It's a safety issue. Like, you get sick from touching other people's shit and like not being able to wash your hands properly, not being able to have sanitation stuff. Like, yes, I bring like wipes to wipe things down, but like most people do not. They don't come as prepared as like I may come prepared. So like, it's just nice to have like hire more staff to clean, like, period. that's how it should be. It should be the standard for festivals. But anyways, I digress. Let me wrap up this video because I'm going on and on and on. I do think that North Coast did a really good job with cleanliness. I think they did a really good job with checking and making sure that people were vaccinated or had a negative COVID test when going in. I thought that the process getting in to the festival was very smooth. Oh, the one other like piece of feedback is their merch. They had this system where like you could buy ahead of time, like online or in person, but then in person, like you could also buy still online. And I think it made for like, I had this experience where I tried buying one of Grizz's merch things and I bought it online while I was already there because they had a QR code and you had to scan it. And you bought online. I waited like 4+ hours for them to just tell me that they sold out of that and they like oversold it and then they had to return my money. They did return my money quickly, but like that process was a shit show. The second day I did buy merch again. That time I paid in cash and honestly like I got the merch right away. So I don't know if like the best thing was to do that. They also had like separate lines for it that was really confusing. The guy who was like the security for that line was not paying attention. He was literally on his phone the entire time. So like he was not making sure that people were in the right lines, and those lines were taking like an hour to like get to the front of the table, and the line wasn't even that long. Like it was literally like a short line, but it was taking like an hour to get through. So their merch part, they need to figure that out too. But overall, I would attend again. I had an amazing time. I loved the lineup. The production was still there for me. Like I would go again. It was mainly the Ubers trying to leave. Not a good deal. Like fuck that shit. It was so expensive and so difficult to get a ride back to our hotel. And secondly, their nosebleed issue. Like they could have upped the production and the nosebleed, like they just need more space between the stages that are not the stadium so that you actually can hear the music. But anyways, that is my review of North Coast. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I definitely highly recommend that you guys check out North Coast, especially if they have a stacked lineup like this again next year. You should definitely consider going to Chicago and going to this event. Again, I hope that they possibly either expand the grounds on SeatGeek Stadium or they move to a new location, maybe closer to downtown, honestly, just so that you have more Ubers around. I don't know if that's like what the problem was, but overall, loved the event, would go again. We'll see if I go next year because I am considering ARC, and if they both fall on Labor Day again, then I'm probably gonna go to ARC. That concludes my thoughts on North Coast. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and definitely leave me a comment down below if you went to North Coast or if you watched my vlogs. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what your thoughts were on going to North Coast if you did go. Let's discuss in the comments. But anyways, the next thing that you guys will see from me is going to be my Second Sky Porter Robinson vlog, and then I'll also do a review of that one because I have thoughts, okay? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good day or night wherever you guys are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!